recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios, Meanjin, Brisbane.
On 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Z Games.
Z Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. Want to reach out?
Share your hot take?
Or do you just want to share your favourite game?
Find us on socials at ZEDGamesAU.
Hey.
Horse.
It's
Meow.
Z Games. We're Z Games.
Yes.
I'm Maylee.
I'm Cam.
And I am Peter.
Hooray.
Hello.
And we're here to bring you another evening of gaming news, reviews, discussion. What else?
Goofiness.
Goofiness.
I like goofiness. Yuck.
Sounds like we'll have that in spades tonight.
Gosh. Nicky, you've gone into the public domain. Yuck.
Yes.
Yes.
How are you both tonight, and what games have you been playing lately?
Well, I'm full of pep and vinegar, and I've been playing a lot of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but we can talk a little bit about that later.
Indeed.
How about you?
I have been playing Monster Hunter World again, ever since the Wilds announcement back at the Game Awards. Me and a couple of mates have been getting back into it. I've never played Iceborne, the expansion. They have. They say it's fantastic, and we've just gotten up to it, so I'm excited to be able to play with them. If you're listening, later tonight, get on. Yep.
The look in your eyes. You
Yes.
seem very serious.
Yes.
I would do it if you are one of those people.
What
Yes.
about you, Maylee?
I recently, quite recently, purchased and started playing the Outlast Trials, and it's reminding me that I'm not good with scary things.
Aw.
Not good.
Do you remember that when you were looking at the page for this game and going...
No, I remember, man, I love Dead by Daylight and playing Dead by Daylight with my friends. Like, that's so fun. I want another horror game to play with my friends. I did forget the fact that when I first started playing Dead by Daylight, I got nightmares about it. It was that. I'm desensitized now. I love it. But there's a bit you have to push through there. It's a good game, though. Maybe I'll talk about it another week when I've played more beyond the first mission.
Fair enough.
I have an easy solution for horror games. Just remember that you're the biggest mass murderer out there going into a horror game, and that they need to be afraid of you.
Am I?
Yes. Think of how many...
Me or the character I'm playing in?
Well,
You
depends.
shouldn't be saying this on the air.
This is more of an intervention than an episode.
Yes. Think of how many other NPCs and everything else you've killed in how many thousands of games and whatnot you've played. You have killed more things than that person in that game ever has.
The other game I purchased at the same time as the Outlast Trials was Calico, a cute game about running a cat cafe. I don't think I'll kill anyone at all in that game.
No.
That's lovely.
Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe.
I'll never admit my previous crimes.
Just think of how many other Nintendogs have died since it came out. I can keep making this worse and worse.
Okay,
and
I'm
worse.
going to play the news. We're going now. Goodbye, everyone.
Recording from outside, I have touched grass, and it is time for This Week in Gaming News. Bobby Kotick is gone. The now former CEO of Activision Blizzard has officially stepped down now that the 2023 year has ended and the acquisition by Microsoft proceeds. He won't be the only executive-level employee leaving, with more expected to depart as the transition process develops. Otherwise, the leadership teams for Activision Publishing and Blizzard will remain in place. The now vacant CEO spot won't be filled, and instead executives will report directly to Matt Booty, president of Microsoft Games Content and Studios. Minecrafters, grab your picks. If you forgot that there was a Minecraft movie on the way, well, here's your reminder. And now you also know that Jack Black, who has played Bowser in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, will be starring as the main man himself, Minecraft Steve. You may also know Jack Black from a few other films. The movie will be directed by Jared Hess, known for Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite. Jason Momoa had reportedly been in negotiations to voice Minecraft Steve last year. The Minecraft movie has been in development since 2014, while filming began in December 2023. It is scheduled to release in early April 2025, meaning that it will have been in development for 10-ish years. It hasn't been the smoothest journey for the movie, as a few directors have dropped out, and the initial release date of May 24th, 2019 obviously not working out. The mouse is out, and a horror game has already been created within 24 hours of Steamboat Willie entering the public domain. The game, called Infestation 88, has a terrifying depiction of the mouse hunting the player down in a spooky warehouse. Disney is rather infamous for its heavy-handed approach to protecting its copyright, as the company has been reported to discourage a stonemason from carving Winnie the Pooh into a child's gravestone. In fact, Steamboat Willie was initially set to enter the public domain in 1984, but the company lobbied US copyright laws to extend to the life of the author plus 50 years. Now that the fated day has finally arrived, along with Infestation 88, a horror movie has been announced, as well as NFTs created, dubstep remixes mixed, and just generally making the mouse do things that Disney definitely wouldn't approve of. The 2023 Steam Awards. Let's round up another round of awards. The Steam Awards is pretty straightforward. Nominate your favourite games and then vote for them. Games also can't win more than 2 categories. Sit Back and Relax went to Dave the Diver, and the Labour of Love Award was granted to Red Dead Redemption 2. Better with Friends went to Lethal Company, and Most Innovative Gameplay went to Starfield. Outstanding Story-Rich Game and Game of the Year goes to Baldur's Gate 3. And some news nibbles. Peanut Butter, a Shiba Inu, will be participating in Awesome Games Done Quick, a charity speedrunning event. He is probably the first dog to get into speedrunning video games, and he will be beating Gyromite in front of an audience. The PlayStation 5 has officially passed 50 million units, managing to sell 10 million units in the latter half of 2023. Square Enix has expressed a desire to apply AI technology more aggressively to create new forms of content for consumers, with Square Enix President Takashi Kiru saying, "I believe that generative AI has the potential not only to reshape what we create, but also to fundamentally change the processes by which we create, including programming." And now for some upcoming game releases. January 11th brings War Hospital for the PC, PS5 and Xbox X. That's it for game releases. You have a week to work through your backlog before games start getting released again. That's it this week in gaming news.
You just got newsed, fool.
Boom.
Oh my god, I can't even say fool.
Pity the fool.
Is it am I the fools?
Yes,
Fools.
Well, I may be a
Indeed.
fool, but I'm also Maylee,
you are.
here for Z Games, and I am with you
Gamp.
two fine gentlemen.
Peter?
Yes. And I just came back in. I was
Mm-hmm.
going to send everyone to music after the news, but I just wanted to share that I think it's kind of weird that Jack Black is playing Minecraft Steve. It just seems odd.
But, you know, when I think Jack Black, I think he really lends himself to the very distinct personality traits of Minecraft Steve, which are...
Name one personality trait that Minecraft Steve has.
He's bipedal.
He can use an axe, and I'm sure Jack Black has at least played one character in a video game that has used an axe. Like
Yes,
there's
probably.
an entire game about it or
He's
something.
probably used an axe in real life. He seems like the sort of guy.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
he can play one, so...
I'm not to discourage his acting talents and
Oh,
his
God,
vocal
no.
range. Is
fantastic.
very impressive,
Yeah.
great and everything, except it seems too straight.
What's the song he's going to do for the Minecraft thing? You know, he really nailed it with Peaches. He's going to do Creepers.
Oh,
Ooh.
you should be working on the movie. That's
man.
great.
I mean, they've been working on it since 2014, so... who's
I'm
to
sure
say
they have
that,
time
you
to
know,
write Creepers.
You
Yeah.
haven't worked on it at this point, in some
I
capacity.
think everyone in this room's worked on it somewhere.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's Minecraft.
Yeah, the one game to unite all of us.
But it's interesting because Minecraft is not a game about a thing. It's a creative tool set.
I'm pretty sure it's about mining and crafting.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's about two things.
Ah, mind blown.
definitely. That's the only two things you can do in that game. Yep.
If you're doing anything else, you should go to jail.
Speaking of going to jail, isn't it good that Bobby Kodak's leaving? And who else should leave the industry?
Oh my god. I'm glad, but also like at this point I don't care.
Fair
You know?
enough.
I am interested to see what they come out with over the next 2 years and whether they actually innovate Call of Duty to not just be a wet fish slapping game.
Challenge laid down right there.
Yeah,
You're
just
listening to us, Sledgehammer.
coming back to an actual Call of Duty,
Uh-huh.
an actual game like they were originally, where there was a good, solid campaign that actually made you feel like you were doing something of worthwhile, rather than just skins.
Maybe
and
it's an
shooting each
analogy
other.
about how all war is pointless.
Maybe. I mean, it is, but I
War
love the
is
days of
the-
when there was challenge between like Medal of Honor and Battlefield and Call of Duty, and they actually tried to be good military story games.
I don't, because I kind of skipped them all. I went, it's a bit too dark for me.
Oh.
Are the Muppets in this? No.
Did you ever play Bad Company 2?
No.
That game was hilarious.
Oh, okay.
It was literally, we've heard that there's this private military that's shuffling gold out of this war-torn country that we're fighting in.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to the front lines in that direction that the gold is. And that's the whole point of it.
Let's get the gold.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Pitfall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hence the Bad Company.
Ah.
It was a really good one.
I was like bad grandma or bad teacher or one of those things. Anyway.
Yeah.
You guys are just I hope it's coming through in the speakers, because I'm just delighted to watch them ping pong.
It's like a little tennis match over here.
It's great.
Wonderful.
Definitely table tennis. One of those.
Can feel the
I should
passion.
make a game out of that.
I know.
It'd be so good.
Something with paddles
that'd be
specifically.
cute.
Just
No buttons.
simple graphics.
Yeah, I'll get to work on it.
Yeah.
I think you're listening to us, Z Games, here on 4ZZZ.
Heckin' yes, we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Gosh.
And this is pretty rare. We're mixing it up, but we thought we'd talk about a video game.
What?
Huh?
What are we thinking?
And here I was borrowing books from the library all week like a sucker.
Like a nerd.
Ugh.
Choose your own adventure ones that feel like a video game but aren't.
How good were they, though?
I still have mine.
How annoying is it
Like, right.
that the person who created Choose Your Own Adventure has been removed from all Choose Your Own Adventure books? Anyway, copyright people, don't get me started.
Speaking of choose your own,
Yes.
chosen to have an adventure.
I chose an adventure in, not the Mushroom Kingdom, this other kingdom that's sort of to the side of the Mushroom Kingdom.
The
Called
fungus.
Sure.
Yeah.
In Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Ooh.
From this company called Nintendo. Now, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Back in 1985, as we all know, Super Mario Brothers was released, right?
Yes.
It had a team of 5 people working on it, which back then was considered a lot of people to be working on a single video game, right?
Yes.
5 people. Here's the really interesting thing to me. Anyway, to me, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, of those 5 people that worked on the original Super Mario Brothers,
Yep.
4 of those people names are in the credits of Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and the 5th is
Oh.
still at Nintendo, just not on that project.
Huh.
Nintendo do things differently.
They do.
They keep people on staff for nigh on 40 years who are working on their craft and making better and better and better experiences.
Imagine that, investing in people.
I know, right? Wild. Now, it's no secret that, I work in the games industry. I've been working in it for like 30 odd years now, and I don't know how to do anything else. But in my line of work, being at a place for more than 7 years is like massive. It's just not done. It's not because I'm like, not liking where I work. It's just the volatility of the Australian games industry.
That it is.
It is basically playing Frogger all day. You are hopping from one place to the next. You don't get to nurture talent like you do at Nintendo.
No. Just companies entirely built differently.
It's
Yeah.
really different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make toasters.
Yes.
Well, they did. I don't think they do anymore, though.
Toasters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Nintendo originally made toasters
And playing cards.
before video games.
I know about the playing cards. I'd heard about that. I haven't. How do I not know this?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can still buy Nintendo toasters with little Marios on them. Anyway,
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a really good example of how Nintendo is built different, because it is a real evolution of 2D platformers. Now, some of us might be not that impressed about the idea of a new a new 2D platformer. Since the start of this episode, 5 new 2D platformers have just launched on Steam. Like, it's that common, right?
Yeah.
But this one's really special because it's called Super Mario Brothers Wonder because there is a sense of wonder in every level. There is something new to discover, and there's whole gameplay mechanics in each level that some developers would have made a whole game out of, but they just put it into one level and then go, yeah, cool, that was a cool idea, and then throw it out.
Yeah. Just trying something new.
Just trying something new, right? And that's what I really like about it. It's to me, and this is nerds out there are going to like crunkle their nose at this. This is the Star Wars Episode 8 of Nintendo Mario games. It is the one that is willing to throw everything away in order to bold a new path for the future.
Okay.
Okay. So, it is willing to go, all this stuff that we thought about Mario games that we thought we needed doesn't matter.
Right.
There is no timer. There is no... there was a new Super Mario Brothers where it was multiplayer, but you all impacted each other. You got to jump on top of each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They got rid of that. You can just walk through each other. Thank goodness. My God. I hated that bit.
Yeah, that with kids, I imagine, would have been a nightmare.
Are there any bits that they got rid of or didn't have in this game that you were sad about?
They got rid of the bit from Yoshi's Island where everything was drawn in crayon, but that was just my own personal preference. I don't miss a lot of things in this. In fact, I wish they got rid of more. Mm-hmm. There's like things where you have to, and they did this in Super Mario 3D Land and 3D World, where you have to collect a certain number of things from previous levels in order to unlock future levels. And to me, it just kind of bugs me after a while, because it makes each level, it's not enough to finish a level.
Yep.
For me, in Super Mario World, it was the challenge was finishing a level. And sometimes you find a secret exit, and sometimes you don't. But the level itself was the challenge.
Yeah.
Not, I have to go find this wonder seed over here.
Okay.
I wish they got rid of that. Maybe in a future Mario game they will, because I just like the idea of unlocking, just going through the levels. And then if you want to go back and find extra stuff, you can. The cool thing about every level in Super Mario Bros. Wonder is there is what they call a wonder seed. You can hunt it down and find it, and when you do, it completely transforms the level.
Okay.
So instead of like a side on, you're now looking at it from top down, or the pipes start dancing, or the little flowers in the background start singing all the way through it.
So is that an essential mechanic that changed in a way you need to finish the level, or is it just something that you could you play a level without finding that?
You can play the level without finding that, but then later on you're going to get stuck unlocking like the boss level or the gate to the next world or something like that. So I wish that I wish they were more optional.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So I think the other thing that I really liked though was the addition of badges. We don't need no stinking badges, but
I like badges.
Yeah, badges are cool. And they are different mechanics you can bolt onto your character, such as I can now jump twice as high, or I can do an extra wall jump, or dying at the bottom of the level doesn't actually kill me, I bounce back up, or there's extra boxes around that I can use as platforms, or I can float, or I can... There's like dozens of these things, right? And again, they're different ideas that other developers would have wrapped their whole game character around.
Yeah.
But they're like,
these are sounding very much like roguelike elements that are being added in.
Yeah.
Yes, actually. That's actually a good point. But not calling it roguelike to scare people like me off.
Yeah.
Because then I go, that's too complex. But yeah, it is absolutely that mechanic. And I really liked it. A lot of them you can just, like, you pick one and I go, okay, I like floating. I'll just use that for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That's fine. There is a multiplayer component. You can play 4-player local, which is great. There's like 8 characters you can select from. I just play as Mario. It's a Mario game. You could be Toad, you could be Peach, you could be Daisy, you could be Yoshi. There's a whole heap of little new characters that don't take damage, so you can hand that to your kid brother or whatever and go, okay, you can play and not die, worry about dying.
Accessibility without claiming accessibility. Good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
There's some good stuff there in that regard. I really liked. But yeah, the online multiplayer as well is also a cool idea. So while you're playing, you can see every other player in the world who is currently playing your level.
Oh.
They are kind of like faded out in the background, but you can still see them.
Does that get distracting?
It's actually really helpful.
Oh.
Because you can see them a little bit ahead of you and they're doing this jump and you're like, there's a secret platform there. I'm going to jump up and, okay, unlock that.
Handy.
And also, if you get killed... You float around as a ghost for like 5 seconds, and if you touch one of the other online players, they bring you back to life.
Aww.
And you can send a little thank you emoji, and it's all very cute and sweet.
That's so
Mario,
sweet.
the MMO. Mario roguelike MMO.
Yeah. I mean, you can turn this off if you don't want it, but I keep it on because
don't turn it off. It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It makes me feel not so alone when I'm playing video games at 2 a.m. and there's not much else going on in my life. But anyway, that's yeah. But
that's still a really, really great feeling, and it's a great social way to play games randomly. Like we played Karmazoo recently as a group sort of thing. And just having other people, like I've gone back and played that game by myself with other randoms online. You can't interact with them in any other way than what's in the game. And it's a fantastic feeling.
Playing Outlast Trials.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll see a stranger is in the horrifying torture labyrinth with me, and that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah. I'm not doing this alone.
And then we run away into the darkness, and I never see them again.
Like we shared the meat grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shared the meat grinder that is Mario Wonder.
Yeah. I really did enjoy it. Like I'm about, say, halfway through it at the moment. I think I want to keep seeing more.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it this way. If you think you are bored of 2D Mario games or 2D platformers, I actually encourage you to try it out, because there is enough new stuff there to go, oh, they're really playing with the edges of what this formula is.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that.
They're trying new things. They're being innovative.
Speaking
like
of new
Starfield.
things, well, wow.
Bringing it right back around.
Oh.
We need those crickets.
Speaking of new things, though,
Yes.
this is the first Mario game in like almost 30 years without the voice of Charles Martinet as Mario.
I know, he's retired from the voice.
Retired or pushed?
I feel like he had enough. Like, he loves Mario and he loves playing him, but I think he'd had enough as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least it wasn't Chris Pratt doing the new Mario game. That would,
do you know who it is?
It's this voice. I wish I had his name. He's just a regular voice actor, and I think he did an absolutely fantastic
That's
job.
big shoes to fill.
That
Very
is.
big red shoes.
Well, you heard it from us, unnamed voice actor. You did a good job.
Yep. Yeah. Take that.
Take that. Okay.
I give it Mario out of 10.
What do you reckon the chances are that eventually Mario will just have an open world Mario game where it's just entirely 2D, but it's a big, massive map?
I actually see it in 3D. They kind of hinted towards that with the Bowser's Fury stuff.
Yeah.
They were doing that. That's kind of like, this is the future direction we're kind of experimenting with.
Ooh.
So,
That feels like it would be losing a big part of the Mario.
I know,
And
but
just
how much
going
will it
into
add
that
to it? Especially if they've got things like Zelda and stuff that have done it as well.
But that's me just thinking, are they just doing it because it's been done well?
well, let me put it this way.
I just don't
that's-
like fun, I guess.
If you were at Nintendo and your job was to make a game that had to sell a new $500 piece of hardware that was coming out this year, you'd want to do a 3D Mario too.
Yeah, I
3D
guess.
open world Mario roguelite MMO,
Yeah, I'd play it.
With
and
Jack
just put
Black.
ring on the end of it, just like.
Okay, you win. Goodbye.
Oh my goodness, the cicadas are so loud. You know what? This is good. This is good because the theme of my game is outside because I'm reviewing Jusant. It is a meditative climbing game. I played it on Steam. I got a code to review it. Basically, you just kind of chucked into this world and you have to climb. And you have a rope and you have belay stations, but you don't have a belayer. You're climbing on your own. It is relaxing.
It is relaxing.
Except that it's not relaxing.
Oh.
Because the controls are a bit... The word I want to use is janky.
Janky. It's a good word.
Yeah.
And it does often describe a lot of issues with controls in some games.
So the controls are janky because you control your left and your right hand separately. Like you were climbing.
Yeah. What happens to your legs?
You don't control those.
Okay.
They just move of their own accord. You
Right.
can jump. You can do dinos. That's what we call them. Oh, I did not premise this for our audience. I guess I'm a professional rock climber at this point.
Yeah, you definitely are a professional rock climber. You're on a whole team.
I'm an elite athlete. Yes, I'm on the Australian para climbing team, not paragliding. That's a
Yes.
miscommunication.
So that would be
thing.
pretty cool as well.
That would be pretty cool. No, para climbing, I'm disabled, so I do the disabled version of the sport. Anyway, that's why I'm reviewing this climbing game.
Yep.
The climbing looks fine, right? But because it's like left, right, left, right, left, right. Sure, that's what climbing is. I was talking to Toby a bit while I was playing it. And Toby had a similar sort of reaction to the controls. Like, it's not ideal, you know?
Yeah.
That moving left and right is actually quite difficult to learn how to coordinate. Like, I had to keep reminding myself, left, right, left, left.
Which sounds
right.
weird because, like, you just do that, but in a game space, it doesn't translate as easily.
It's like, you know when we were, QWOP was really big?
Yeah.
It's like got that same energy about it of like, I have to move all the things, but it's only left and right. So once you get into the rhythm of it, it's really, really good. But because I was just trying to experience the game and I wasn't prepared for story, you pick up letters along the way at different belay stations. And they tell a story of like the people who were setting up the belay stations because they're all abandoned and where they went and what was going on. Did I read them? No.
Aww.
Did I skim them? Some of them. But I was like, when I was playing it because I wanted something meditative and repetitive.
Yeah.
And not because I wanted a story. I'll go back and play it for the story.
Yeah.
But I kind of just want to like sit in my room and climb a virtual cliff.
Yeah.
And it was good for that. But yeah, the left, right, left, right, left, right. I was sitting there in my chair. Left, right, left, right.
Which is kind of like meditation where you like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah. Music, beautiful. Sound effects, beautiful. They use some of the climbing terminology. I'm like, yeah, I know these things.
For us, like lay people who don't really
get it.
Yeah.
It's all explained.
Okay, nice.
It's
That's
all
good.
explained. They'll be like, clip your carabiner into this. You're like, yeah.
I know what a carabiner
Yeah,
is.
you know what a carabiner is. A belay station makes sense.
A belay station makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any more technical than that.
Yeah. But still, it's like
so much fun.
Yeah.
I think the moment I figured out you could make a giant rope swing, I was like, well, I'm not getting any further than this. This is it. I'm just going to sit here and swing. And I did that for like a solid 5 minutes.
I guess that's a testament to how satisfying they made that.
Yeah.
Because like
it's actually a really smooth mechanic, that one. And it looks convincing. The climbing, look, some of the ways that the character reaches for things, say you have your left hand on like essentially the right side of your face, and then you want to move your right hand and it reaches over, it kind of looks awkward in the model. Or you could like, so right hand, you could try and do it in a traverse so that you're always shuffling your hands, which is an ineffective way of climbing, but you can do it.
Yeah.
But that's also not as fun. I'm also the kind of climber that'll like reach over, which is terrible because I'm short and I have like a small
you need as much
arm
reach
span.
as you can.
Yeah, so I should be matching.
Yeah.
Like shuffling, but I'm like, let me reach over.
That's not how the sensible way. I'm putting that in quotation marks. That's not how you do things.
No,
you do things Rani style.
I do things Rani style. I've always been a chaos agent, and even in a game that is meant to be for meditation and chilling and cozy, I'm still trying to find ways to like cause chaos.
Do you feel like Jusant gave you a lot of opportunity to create chaos?
No, not enough. The chaos that comes from it is frustrating because you move too quickly, like when you're walking, and you have no control over your speed, right?
Right.
And so any sort of chaos is mostly because you've fallen off the side.
Not fun, satisfying chaos. It's just, oh, great.
Yeah. You can break things. You can break pots and things, which
There's
is
pots.
like my favorite part of Zelda was always just like smashing pots. So I always check in games if I see a pot, can I break it?
Yep. And in Jusant, you can break pots.
You can break some things, not all things. Just try.
What kind of things are there to break in the game?
I don't really remember.
Because you mentioned
I've been
finding
outside
those like letters.
touching grass for so long. There are letters. The letters are at the belay stations. They're usually either in a chest or they're on a table. They are kind of easy to miss though, because there's so much clutter in the environment that you could just walk past them. And I think I did walk past one or two of them.
Yeah, especially if you're not looking out for them.
Yeah, because I didn't go into it thinking there's going to be a story. I need to find out the story.
You're like,
I just went into it being like, I'm just a climber on my own. I got to get to the top.
Did you get to the top?
No, I haven't finished it.
Oh.
It's got about 4 hours of gameplay.
That's a lot of climbing.
And it's a lot of climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do big walls, which is kind of what this is like. You could spend 4 hours on a wall.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No,
I would actually. I would recommend it. You could spend the night on the side of a wall. I haven't done that yet. The fear inside me of like, don't fall. Make sure I'm clipping my rope at an appropriate time. Make sure I'm resting. Blah, blah, blah. All of that is still very real.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
You want to feel that fear.
But I don't know if it's like, say if you played it, I don't know if you have that same thing. Because for me, I'm like, I was half in my climbing head, half in my video game head.
I mean, I've always been the type of person that if my character was on a wall ledge or doing like a long climbing sequence, like Ratchet & Clank had a few of them. Zelda.
Zelda's a particularly good comparison, I think. I think the climbing mechanics, animation, and just like the thing that they did in it, in Zelda, is a lot better. Even though you're not doing left, right, you're just like moving up. I think that the climbing in that looks nicer, but Jusant is trying to do something different where you're actually climbing. And in ways I think that is better. I would like to see like them come together, you know?
Something a bit more
refined.
Yeah. But still have that focus, that meditative kind of
And to be
approach.
fair, I was playing with a keyboard and mouse, and it did recommend playing with a controller. My left, right was like the mouse buttons.
Oh, that's tricky. That's tricky.
Index, middle. Rather than, I think if on a controller, you can actually do left, right. So it makes it a little bit more sense.
It feels a bit more intuitive.
Yeah.
Thank you for that review, Ronnie.
Thank you. We'll give it back to you, Maylee. Bye.
Thank you for giving it. They said they gave it back to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aw.
Thank you.
Nice
for
when you
giving
get
it
stuff back.
I
They're so
caught
nice.
it, and I definitely did not drop it while catching it. Yeah. It's fine. I
There was
nailed
no
it.
fumbling.
No. We're coming towards the end of the show now.
No.
Tragically.
Always disappointing.
It is.
This should be a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week show. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Do you think we maybe would need some more people for that? No, we could probably.
We could wing it.
Yeah, I mean...
We'll talk to 4ZZZ about taking over the whole...
4ZZZ games.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not going to do that.
Anyway.
No. Before we go, I wanted to bring up, mostly because I like to talk about the games that I like, but also it's the first show of the year, and I wanted to share what games we're looking forward to coming up this year. Who wants to go first?
You can go first. You brought it up.
I'm on the spot. I'm most excited for Frostpunk 2, which is the sequel to Frostpunk 1, would you know?
Frostpunkia.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're saying. It's coming out probably in the first half of 2024. That's what we've been told.
Yep.
No specific date, but I'm very excited. If you like city management games.
I very much do.
It's
There
very
was
good.
one that recently came out on Steam that's a roguelike city management game.
Oh.
I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it. It's Storm something.
I'll have to get you to tell me later because that sounds amazing.
I'll have to find it. But yeah, no, it's a roguelike, so you go from map to map, getting newer abilities and building up different components, but you're only supposed to spend 20 minutes, half an hour on this little map building up what you can.
Oh, that would drive me nuts. No, I get I choose a map in SimCity and that's it. That's my that's my
trust me,
home.
I've spent probably close to 600 hours on one playthrough of Anno 2070. So, yes, I get it.
What game are you looking forward to this year?
The one game that is on my list so far that was originally 2023, then 2025, now 2024, is Space Marine 2. September, me and my brothers will defend the Imperium.
You showed us a little bit of gameplay. It looks very pretty.
It does. Lots of blood, lots of guts.
What do you have?
Oh, well, I'm lucky enough to be looking forward to what I know for a fact will be Game of the Year 2024.
Bold claims, bold
which
claims.
is Llamasoft, the Jeff Minter story, coming from Digital Eclipse later this year. It is a retrospective of the first indie game developer, Jeff Minter's work, who's been making games since 1982 and is still making really cool, weird, trippy, psychedelic games involving sheeps and llamas. I love him, and I think I love his work, and I can't
Llamas.
wait. Cannot wait. I want to play Sheep in Space on my Switch, where you're a sheep in space.
That sounds incredible.
Descriptive.
Well, I think
Accurate.
we'll have to leave it there for tonight, but we will see lots more of you in the year to come.
Yay!
2024. Happy New Year.
Yes,
everyone
Happy
listening.
New Year to everyone that is a gamer.
And
Farewell.
not Happy New
And-
Year to people who aren't.
Hopefully you become a gamer in 2024. Encourage those that don't game to find something that they love and can share that passion with all of you.
Like
Yes.
Sheep in Space.
Yes.
Off we go.
Bye, love you.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, you can find us on the Community Radio Plus app.
Or find us on socials at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.